Hey guys, welcome back and happy Friday. All right, guys. Well, it's super early in the morning here, only like 8 a.m. So I'm probably not going to put this pre-record up until like 10 a.m. But I just found out, and I read about this a little bit last night, but I just found out the details about this Jussie Smollett sentencing. Now, there's so much going on with this because it's been dragged out since 2019. I don't know if you guys have been following the story, but I loved Jussie Smollett on Empire. It was one of my favorite shows. And now we're hearing that he will be spending 150 days in jail. Guys, we have all the details and more. But before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And don't forget to hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, that's right. Jussie Smollett sentenced to 150 days in jail 3 months after actor was found guilty of lying to the police in a hate crime hoax. I don't know if you guys remember all of this, but it happened in 2019 where there were two men who allegedly beat up Jussie Smollett and he didn't have anything to do with it. Now, if you ask Jussie Smollett, he is still claiming to this day that he is innocent. Thank you to Radar Online for covering this. Jussie Smollett was sentenced to 30 months probation with the first 150 days to be spent in Cook County Jail. The sentencing was finally revealed 3 months after the actor was found guilty in December of lying to police in connection to a hate crime that was ultimately determined to be a hoax. This is so disappointing because I really loved Jussie Smollett. Smollett reportedly stood up after sentencing and stated over and over, "I am not suicidal. I am innocent. If anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself." The 39-year-old disgraced actor appeared at Chicago Cook County Courthouse on Thursday in anticipation of his sentencing after he was found guilty on 5 counts of felony disorderly conduct for lying to police about what he claimed at the time was a racist and homophobic hate crime against him by two brothers in Chicago on January 29th of 2019. Now, we also know that Jussie Smollett was charged with a 6th count of felony disorderly conduct for lying to a detective in the weeks following the attack, but the actor was ultimately acquitted on the 6th count. Prior to Judge James Lynn's sentencing, this just keeps going. It just doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Prior to the Judge James Lynn's sentencing of the convicted actor on Thursday, Smollett was facing up to 3 years in prison for the 5 counts of lying to police. Although Smollett was potentially facing 3 years behind bars, legal experts reported at the time that they thought it was highly unlikely that he would see time in prison due to his previously clean criminal record and the fact that the charges against him were of nonviolent nature. As Radar reported, the whole chronicle of Jussie Smollett's hate crime hoax technically started when he claimed he was attacked by 2 masked men wearing MAGA hats who shouted both homophobic and racist slurs at him near his residence in Chicago. When the Chicago police showed up at his home, Jussie also reportedly had a noose around his neck. But when the former Empire's listen, this is like a hard, I just want to say before I continue on, I couldn't imagine somebody setting this whole thing up, and he still claims his innocence, but they did find him to be guilty. I am curious, like, I wish I could have been a fly on that wall, on that night to see what exactly happened. And was this really him setting it up, or was this, just a simple hate crime? And that not hate crimes aren't simple, but a hate crime where he got caught up in it and he's actually innocent. It's crazy. But anyways, getting back to it. When Jussie's trial started in November, his story quickly started falling apart. And although he adamantly denied that he lied to the police regarding the hate crime, the jury ultimately had enough evidence to determine that he lied to authorities over what truly transpired on January 29th on that night. Okay. Mr. Smollett went on the witness stand, took an oath that he was going to tell the truth, and he had made many false statements to you. He lied under oath to you as jurors, prosecutor Dan Webb said during closing arguments. Okay, well, I was reading some of the comments, and some people said in the comments, this is a joke. 5 months, which means he'll only do 2.5, not nearly enough. Nothing less than 2 years will put manners on this creep. He is just a complete embarrassment of a human. I think there's a mental issue there. How do you set yourself up? Judge said you're arrogant, narcissistic, and selfish. Jussie throws a hissy fit and how arrogant, narcissistic, and selfish he actually is. Like, this just keeps going and going. Guys, I want to hear your thoughts about this. I don't want to just give you, this information and not ask your opinions. But when it comes down to all of it, and Jussie Smollett being sentenced, to 150 days in jail, which is not a long time, because they are right. If he goes in for 150 days and he has good behavior, doesn't get into any fights with anybody, does what he's told, then he could actually have that sentence reduced to 75 days, which is really only about 2.5 months in jail. Mind you, I've never been to jail, don't ever want to go to jail, don't plan on going to jail, but 2.5 months is a lot less than 2 to 5 years in prison. Okay. And then also, having to be on probation. Listen, at least you get your freedom. I want to know, though, what were the loopholes in his story? What was he saying in the story that was kind of giving red flags to the prosecutor, to the jury, for them to say, you know what, you are guilty and we're putting you behind bars? I want to know exactly what transpired. But getting back to it, guys, again, I just want to hear your comments. And in the meantime, I will be reading through all of it. If you know something I don't, then please let me have it. And if you're in the legal field, then also let me have it. I want to hear. And guys, I know yesterday I was pushing the hell out of our new tour merch. I still am. You can go to the description of this video and click the link at the top. And also, we will be filling more Cameo orders today. So if you want to book a Cameo, then go ahead. You can find it in my community tab. They're $15 a piece, where we're giving all the proceeds back to Be Strong, who's giving 100% back in efforts to aid Ukraine. And they're doing a kick-ass job. They've raised almost $30 million so far. Also, we announced that we have Molly and Cynthia from TLC's 90 Day and Pillow Talk joining us in Nashville, plus Tom and Tom from Vanderpump Rules joining us in LA. We have another big announcement for our upcoming tour regarding New York and Nashville. This time it's going to be Nashville and New York, and that's coming up on Wednesday. If you guys have not bought your tickets, LA is so cram-packed, sold out, and we don't even have enough PR tickets now for the people who were coming from People Mag, OK Magazine, Radar Online. Like, we had so many extra tickets set aside, and now we're using them to sell them, which is crazy. Nashville and New York, don't wait until we make the announcements and then be like, oh shit, I got to go buy my tickets. Buy your tickets now. I can't say that enough. SpillingTeaLive.com. In the meantime, happy Friday. Get ready for the weekend. Put your feet up, have some mimosas, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys. Love you.